Thank you, everyone, for being here. Well, I'm having a little bit of, okay, there. The best way to predict the future is to create it. Abraham Lincoln said that. And this actually kind of summarizes my life. No, I am not a control freak, but I am that kid that at 5 years of age decided she wanted to be a teacher. And I worked steadily so that at 20, I was a teacher. However, I enjoyed myself in between. I was an athlete. I played volleyball, indoor soccer, swimming. I was a dancer. I did track and field too. I was a designer. I was executive, secretary. No, I didn't only do fun things. I had to earn a living. But the thing is, I worked toward my goal, but I never stopped enjoying the ride. And there I think of Herman Hesse when I say this, because if you ever read his book, Siddhartha, there is one paragraph in it that I never forgot. I think I was 16 when I read it. I'm 60. So it said basically the same thing. Have a goal, plot your journey, but do not stop enjoying it. And finding those words helped me understand better what I was doing. I was not crazy. I had a goal, I had a purpose, but why not enjoy what I'm doing while I'm doing it and other things too? We always find ourselves in different pathways. Now that I'm talking about words, there are 4 words that basically define what is going on with us right now. Adaptability, flexibility, negotiations, and compromise. These 4 words in my mind are key. Adaptability has to do with your capacity to change. Flexibility with how fast you can do it. The other 2 you all understand. But the thing is, we do have to learn to adapt to these new rules of engagement that have been thrown at us. So we have a new relationship with our work, with our colleagues, with our jobs, with our clients. And all of these things are kind of a shock for us. Not necessarily all of them at once, but sometimes. One example, a client whom I had worked for last year in May contacted me in January asking for my services. So we discussed the project. I sent her my proposal. That was about 2 weeks prior to the event. Finally, the client made up his mind, and I sent my proposal to her. She asked me for referrals. I gave her the contact of a few colleagues whom I work with all the time. Fine. 4 days prior to the event, I get an email. The client is paying X. X was about a third of what I had asked. What would you have done in a situation like that? I mean, this is a client I know, and there was no jobs coming in. It's not like I could say no to that one and get a new one. It was not comfortable, but I did say no. I did say no because I have to value my time. I have to value my work. And if I had to do more translations or I don't know what else to make ends meet, I would do that. It so happens that all the other interpreters also had dropped off. They could not accept the rate that was offered them. It made no sense. So, adaptability, I was ready to adapt. I changed from charging my half-day fee to what they had organized in terms of time. I had no problem with it. I had been flexible. 2 weeks notice for a new job. Yes. Negotiations, we did that too. How about compromise? It is weird, but in a ways, we did get to a compromise. I did not accept the fee, and they did not hire me. There you go. In this case, it was not a win-win situation. On the contrary, everybody lost that day. The agency's client did not understand the economic portion of the assignment, and the agency failed us, failed all the interpreters. Because in my mind, especially an agency I had already worked with, it was their job to talk to that client and explain to that client what was expected of us, what we're going to deliver since they knew that, and why the compensation was to be what was agreed upon. But no, that was it. And no, I did not have an agreement with them, so I did not collect a cancellation fee. Yeah, bad, my bad, sorry. So remember, always have a contract, even with people whom you trust. That is very important. I think that client would have had a much sharper and meaningful lesson if they um, had to pay a cancellation fee. But the thing is, there are changes going all around us, and we need to be aware of them. What I do, besides participating in different events, is follow the World Economic Forum. I started following them after 2014 when I was interpreting for that event in Panama. It was great and I learned so much. I continue to follow them. And in 2016, they called their event the Great Reset. And that refers to the period we are living through right now, according to them. And this is the fourth industrial revolution. That's what Klaus. German names are funky. Sorry, Klaus Schwab. He's the CEO of the World Economic Forum. And he said that there are three main components to the Great Reset. Stakeholder economy. And that is an economy that takes into consideration everyone who's affected by it. In my triad would be me, actually would be 4 points there. Me, the client, the agency, and the public. All of us were involved, and all of us should have taken some value from that relationship, which did not happen. And this is a theory from the 1950s, mind you, nothing new. The second component is the creation of a resilient, equitable, and sustainable way of doing business. We have seen all the experiments going on with Uber, Lyft, Airbnb. So these are all experiments and these are all part of this process. And the last one that speaks more to us in reality, at least in my opinion, is harnessing the innovations of the fourth industrial revolution. This revolution is changing the way we live, the way we work, the way we relate to one another. And it's not only because of the pandemic. No. How many of you use FaceTime and Skype and WhatsApp even before the pandemic forced you to do so more often? It was not possible before. Now you can even do it with your watch, if you have an Apple Watch. So there are changes happening all over. And one of the main things about it, one of the main characteristics is the fusion of technologies. They are blurring the lines between the physical, the digital, and the biological. We see this happening all the time. And it is considered the fourth, not a continuation of the third, because of the velocity, scope, and the systems that are being impacted by this. I mean, Focusing back on our profession, innovation is nothing new to us. Uh, you know, interpreting was built on innovation, and it has evolved, is evolving, and will continue to evolve. But if we look at it from this perspective, velocity, look at the changes that have happened since 2016, just on RSI, the changes that have been going on. The platforms are throwing new features at us just like a popcorn machine. Boom, 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 a new one. A scope. The disruption can be seen in many different levels and many different spheres, segments, economic segments. Travel. I don't travel anymore. The cost for service. There has been a shift. The pricing structure is not the same that we used to practice before. And the impact on systems. Well, just think of the booth that left the venue and now is part of your home office. Yes, a lot has changed. A lot is going to change. And even without realizing it, we are adapting. We are being flexible. And we are incorporating these changes into our everyday business and professional practices. And I am very grateful to be a freelancer because I don't believe I would have been able to go through all these things if I were still working at an office. Yeah, that would be a little bit difficult. So, and as a freelancer, I have to look at things a little bit different because I am in business for myself. I am the CEO of Geo Lester Inc. That's it. I am in charge of my company's adaptation to all this new reality, velocity, scope, impact. I need to manage all three in order not to lose control. It is happening. And as a business, I need to know who my clients are, what it is that I am offering them, why I do what I do, what value my service has to them. And as a business, I better have a portfolio to submit to my clients' scrutiny. After all, I need to have a history of accomplishments in order to be attractive to them. Just my name, just a CV with a list of things, of places where I worked, doesn't cut it. So having a portfolio speaks much better and much louder. Plus, clients don't go looking for Geo Lester on Google. No, most of them don't even know I exist. They look for solution, and I want to be the solution they need. And that is one of the reasons why you need to be aware of what you're doing. Because to be a solution, you need to have very clearly defined why you do this type of work you do, what services you offer. And these two things can help you determine who you want to work for. Yeah, I like to pick my clients. That's one of the reasons I'm a freelancer. Really. But there is a multidimensionality to this thing here, you know, because the why for me personally is different from the why for me professionally. So I like travel. I like acting. Yes, I was in the theater troupe at school. I like learning new things. How does that translate to my professional side? I like to share knowledge and help people share knowledge, help people communicate, help people realize their goals. And I can do that. And what is it that I do? What can I offer these people? I like speaking. I like to bring people together. So I help people share their experiences in different settings, and I help my clients grow personally, grow their businesses, go forward with their lives, depending on the type of work I am doing. And who? I do like meeting new people. They always add something new to my life. I like spicy, but I add value to what my clients do. I help improve people's lives. And there is a touch of social responsibility there too, depending on who I'm working for. You know, you can pick the order you want, but this is the one that works for me. Again, choosing your client has a lot to do with your personal values. And the moment you are in your professional journey, if you're in the beginning, if you're in the middle, if you are finishing it, I got a call today from a colleague asking for an interpreter in Italian, and he mentioned a colleague of ours. And I told him, oh, he's retired. He only works for 2 or 3 clients of his that he likes and loves, and that's it. He's become a writer now. Cool, isn't it? I want to do that. And when my friend's not writing, he's traveling around the world on his bicycle. No, no motorcycle, bicycle. Yes, he travels around the world on a bicycle. Awesome. Anyways, you can do things like that if you organize yourself. So let's see, for example, religious events. I can't do them. I can't. Has nothing to do with religion, has to do with the fact that I do not have the vocabulary. So why am I going to get involved in it? It's going to be bad for me, going to be bad for the client. Higher math, don't come to me for higher math, chemistry. Nope, none of those things. I can't. So, and others choose to work for other colleagues of mine choose to work for LSPs only. They do not want to have direct clients. That is fine. Work for an LSP. It's easier to find clients that way. Okay, no problem. But again, it does not have to be the luck of the draw. Make a list of the things you don't like to do, the things you do like to do, and you can, pick the offers that come in through those 2 filters. It can be done. Again, the best way to predict the future is to create it. So let's create a little scenario here. Let's say you picked religion. Yes, I know it's not my thing, but I have many friends who love working with religious materials and cults and things like that. So let's say you picked religion. You like religion. Fine. But which one? That makes a difference. You might be able to do Catholic and Presbyterian, mix the two. I don't know. But there are certain ones that you can't mix in terms of your knowledge because they're very different. So those are things that you need to know. And there are subsegments within that. Also, how are you going to help your client? What are you offering them? What type of service? What are you going to be working with? What problems are you going to be solving for your clients? Is that going to be in the cult portion, ceremonies, a school? Or maybe your church has a podcast and you want to help there. I don't know. So I picked something. Let's see. It's a wedding. Why would anyone need an interpreter during a wedding? Well, first of all, let's find the problem then. Half of the guests will not be able to understand what's going on. They can't follow the ceremony. What is the solution? The solution is to make inclusion a reality, and in a ways that everyone can enjoy and be engaged in the ceremony, right? Okay, so you found the problem, now you have the solution. When you sell yourself as a solution. That's what you do. You don't go around saying, "Oh yeah, I know everything about Catholic, ceremonies and cults," and nobody's gonna go looking for someone who knows everything about Catholic ceremonies and cult. No, that's not what they're be looking for. They're going to be looking for somebody who can help them bridge that gap, help their guests follow the ceremony. So you pick the wording, but you got to identify the problem in order to make yourself available. Now, what who are your clients? Not what, but who. Who can your clients be? In this scenario, wedding planners. Yeah, religious organizations, definitely. Hotels, yes, hotels. Justice of the peace, and many, many more. You have a plethora of opportunities there if that is the path you're going to follow. But this was just to give you an idea of how you can pick your clients. It is possible. And after you pick your clients, you have to communicate with them. Preferably, you're not going to get one client only. You're going to get more than one. And before you get the client, you get the prospective clients, and you need to speak with them. I'm hearing a pop. So, anyways, so you have to speak with all these clients, prospective clients, invite them to learn about your job, what you do. You cannot write to each one of them individually necessarily, because maybe you found 20 or 30 or 100. What you're going to do, you're going to write to them all at once, but using a service like this. These services allow you to reach each one of them with one email, as if you're writing to that one person only. They kind of personalize your approach to those clients. And they have templates. Some of them also offer a free trial. Some of them offer free services based on the number of emails you send a month or how many people are in your contact list. They do that because they want to get those contacts from you. It's not totally free. It's an exchange. Yes, use our service, we get your clients. That's the idea. But they are in a different industry, so it's not a competition. So that is fine. I use MailChimp and I contact my clients 3 to 4 times a year. I don't want to do it too much, but I do 3 to 4 times a year. And I do that to let them know what is going on with me professionally. So I'll tell them I finished that course, or that I am taking a new course, or I received an award, or whatever, something positive that's happening with me. This year, for example, I wrote to them to let them know that I knew we had been hard hit by the pandemic, and that if any of them had a difficulty in making payments to me, they should just reach out and we could discuss payment plans. Nobody owed me any money. I was fine with all of them. They had all paid me fine. But I wanted them to know that that door was open for negotiation, for conversation, that there was compassion being given to them, that I understood the situation everybody was going through. So there are many different things you can use your mass mail to communicate with your clients about. Not necessarily that you went on vacation to Punta Cana. No, 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 no. But things related to your profession, you can. You can tell them. And when you're doing it, besides those templates that I mentioned, they're available through those companies, you can also take advantage of graphic editors. There are many who are free. Oh, sorry, many that are free on the internet. And I use Canva. It's fun, it's easy. I have it on my telephone. So I can simply get on my telephone, let's say somebody did something on Twitter that I liked. I can go to Canva and create an image from there on my telephone and post it to Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, whichever platform I want. I can do that. And it's simple. They have gorgeous templates. You change the font, you change the wording, you can even change the image if you want. They have a catalog of images for you, and that's all, you're done. And instead of just having words to look at, now your clients will also have an image to look at. And you know that saying, an image is worth 1,000 words, right? Yeah, you remember. Good. Yeah. So I had mentioned the fourth industrial revolution before. What I didn't mention to you is that according to the World Economic Forum, we are now the new Victorians. It's a new industrial world dawning on us, and we are the ones who have to help shape the universe that's coming over, you know, that's just being birthed by this new industrial revolution. And not all of us are ready to adapt to new technologies. I know that. In my case, remember, I'm the kid who at 5 decided she was going to be a teacher. Yes, my journey started a few years ago. Um, Consciously speaking, as far as technology is concerned, it was 2011 during the second Inter-American Summit. So I have to say, thank you, Catherine Allen. Thank you, Barry. Yes, though that event opened my eyes to what was going on, to what was happening around me, all the changes that were poised to come and become reality. And I incorporated that knowledge into my routine. I had to keep on learning. I couldn't stop. I started using RSI platforms in 2016, right after they came out. I started using them. I held an event in 2017, and in that event, I used 2 RSI platforms, 2 of them. It was a 100% online virtual conference. The first one was awesome. But anyways, having the knowledge that change is coming and what type of change is coming should not be scary, should open doors, should allow you to stop and consider your options and decide whether you're going to jump, tiptoe through the door, preferably not close it. Hiding will not help us at all. You know, we know that the booth has moved into our homes now. That's a reality. And it seems to have had a very interesting effect on our clients because the idea, it seems, for them was that the further we had to travel to service their needs, the highest the price. Now that we are home, they want to drop their fees. Yep. They want to drop their fees because, I mean, you don't even have to move out of the house. You don't have to take out the car. You don't need to get on an airplane. Uh, you're home already. Yeah, I've heard all those, including a client who wanted me to do rehearsals for 4 hours for free. In her mind, they were paying for the whole event, which is going to be 6 hours. And that period of time I was going to have a booth mate. My booth mate was going to be working half of the time, and I would not be working half of the time. Therefore, they're already paying for, the. Yeah, I couldn't understand it either, but it made sense to them. I explained to them that it doesn't work that way. My work does not start when I put the headset on, when I sit in front of that mic. My work starts when we get that contract signed and I start doing research and learning, preparing. When I put the headset on, I am finishing the job, right? Yeah, they don't understand it. Anyways, and they also do not understand that now we are not only interpreters, we are kind of technicians. I have to adjust the light, make sure the camera is working or the mic, all of those things. How about the effect of the refresh rate of the screen in your eyes? Yeah, there are certain things we need to tell our clients about. But yeah, I've had my wait, say what moments, just like that client about the 4 hours for free. Exactly. So there was another agency that wanted me to work by myself for 2 hours, and they couldn't understand why I said no. You know, they don't understand what we do, just like we don't necessarily know what a surgeon is doing when they are going to, for example, do a tonsillectomy. We know they're going to go in and cut the tonsils out, but they need to get a team of nurses, the anesthesiologist, and contract the room, reserve the room in the hospital. Yeah, those are details we don't need to know, but they do. And we need to understand and respect that. We need to get to that point with our clients too. In this new environment, our assignments are shorter. And for their being shorter, I have chosen to adapt my pricing strategy. So I do charge per hour now, but if you put three of my hours, my rate together, that equals a half day. That gives me cushion for negotiations. We need to adapt to what's happening around us. I cannot say to a client that has requested my services for 45 minutes that I'm going to charge him for half a day. I'm pricing myself out of the market. It's a new reality, it's a new market, it's a new economy. We need to adapt to that. I chose to adapt to it this way. And there are certain fights that I don't want to fight. After all, they are paying for the same things, right? For my interpreting skills, for my professionalism, for my knowledge, and my time. Those are the three things they're paying for, and that has not changed because I'm working from home. I'm still delivering them, no matter where my client is. So, what seems to be the problem? Now, there is another portion of our professional lives that has changed too. It's how we promote ourselves. So, Roberta, some of you might recognize her. She does a lot of work for Tony Robbins. So, she gets the videos and records herself interpreting the videos, and she puts them up on her website, her business website. It's lovely. She's got a great office in her house, and she does an amazing job. And how about tools of the trade? I like using Tulingua when I'm doing research and I don't have much time. It is a website, tulingual.com. It's a website, you go there, you put a sentence, and you select what languages you want to compare, and they will bring articles in newspapers, scientific papers, whatever, in language one and language two. And you can compare them and check vocabulary that way. It's really cool. I love it. And you're familiar with most of these logos that I have over here. They are very effective and they can only increase your ability to perform. But there is one point I think it's very important for us to talk, and it has to do with your personal longevity. Remember, I told you I started to plan my professional life cycle when in 2011. That is to do with technology, but way before that, I had already started to change what I was doing professionally, specifically because right now I have cataracts. Some of us have arthritis. Many of my interpreting colleagues have issues with their hearing. So, what are you going to be doing as you age? This is very important for you to know, and these questions will help you. I gleaned these from a presentation by Armando Esquera Hasban, former chair of Najit, and it's very important for you to take a look at it, at what you're going to be doing, not only with the knowledge you have and how you can change how you use it, but also the environment where you work. All of that, the ergonomics. This is a video on YouTube. You're going to receive the presentation. You can go watch it. It's 4 minutes. No, less than 4 minutes. It's really fun and you learn a lot. The most important thing is that change does not have to leave us scar. We can learn from it, we can grow from it, and we can keep going forward. And that's what I wanted to let you know. Thank you. I think now you guys can ask me questions. If I left anything out, I will be able to help you.